So I believe that people should be passionate when they choose a place to serve in church specifically. I'm speaking of church specifically. Now I'm not judging any of the people in this story. I'm not trying. Ooh, the rain is coming. I'm not trying to judge these people in the story. I understand their position. I understand where they're coming from in a sense. But here's a scenario. So I was at this church and I was serving. Basically, we were teaching kids. They were mostly teenagers, and there was this specific group of children that would walk a long distance to get to church. There were about maybe 5 or 6 of them, maybe. And from looking at them, you can tell that these particular kids were underprivileged. They dressed a certain way, they couldn't really speak English, they couldn't read or write. So you could tell the type of kids that they were. So there was this particular leader in the group of teachers that was running an exercise this particular Sunday. And so in this exercise, she separated the kids into groups. And we all noticed that those particular kids were all put in the same group. And now I understand the strategy in that, you know. So according to her, which is something that I agree with, they communicate better because they're friends. They communicate better. Uh, so that's why she put them in that group. But it's how she said it that bothered me. And I think that that said a lot about the state of her heart when she said it. She goes to a corner with all of us and she whispers, I separated the street kids from all the other kids because they can't speak English. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong for feeling like that was a little bit harsh to say. As a leader in a church, I don't think that anybody should be called names based off of how they look or where they come from, because note that these kids are not street kids. They were just underprivileged. They came from simple backgrounds. They didn't have certain things. Most of them were illiterate, and they came to church because they loved being at church. I guess they found it fun. And to me, I thought that that was an opportunity for them to learn certain things and maybe just to connect with other people for whatever reason, really. Because maybe they hadn't eaten at home and they thought, okay, if we go to church, we're gonna eat a little something, right? At first, I kind of let it go. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna act like, whoop. I'm gonna act like I didn't hear that. It's no big deal, whatever. But then another teacher